I think it happens roughly every 6 months. We see a really awesome piece of legislation introduced in the House of Representatives or in the Senate. And in this case, the legislation was introduced in the House, in committee, by Democratic Representative Jared Polis. Polis has introduced legislation. It's called the Students Over Special Interests Act, or the SOS Act, that would not only repeal the massive tax break for millionaires and billionaires and corporations that Republicans passed at the end of last year, but it would then use that money, that $1.9 trillion, to create a student loan debt forgiveness program here in the United States. So it would take the $1.9 trillion that we're giving to already wealthy people. It would pay off student loan debt for the, I believe it's 40 some odd million Americans who have student loan debt, a total of $1.4 trillion. Then it would take the leftover $500 billion that we're saving just by not giving the wealthy elite a tax break, and it would put that into the federal Pell Grant system and other grant systems to help underprivileged people pay for college and to increase, federal scholarships, things like that, money you don't have to pay back. It would give people an opportunity to get out of debt, to seek higher education, or not have to put off a college degree because they want to make the money first so they don't have to take out these disgusting student loans. They'd be able to go right to college, graduate in a few years with a degree that could get them a job and not be stuck paying off $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for the next 30 years of their life. Here's how bad the problem is right now. There are too many people in this country, millions of them, and Polis points this out in his press release about his bill here, that have had to put off too many things. They're either stuck in a dead-end job that they don't want to be in because they have to have that particular paycheck in order to pay off their student loans. They're not able to go out there and start their own small business because they can't take the risk right now. They can't try to switch industries or switch careers because they can't take that risk of not having the money to pay the student loan. They're not able to buy homes because they can't afford a mortgage payment because of their student loans. The housing market suffers. Small businesses suffer. Everything in the economy suffers because of these student loan debts. And Polis has the best solution possible. We're about to add $1.9 trillion to the deficit just to give rich people more money. Why don't we give that to the people in this country that actually need it? This is the kind of legislation that Democrats need to be rallying behind ahead of the midterms. And I know, I'm not naive. This legislation has a 0% chance of passing, and that's very sad. But that doesn't mean that even just a symbolic thing like this, having the legislation out there and written and ready to go, is a bad idea. This is a smart idea. This is the smartest idea I have seen come from a Democrat in a very long time, and I love it. Every Democrat in the House of Representatives should be rallying behind this legislation because this is actually what the public wants. A majority of them would support debt-free college. A majority of them say that the tax cuts for the wealthy were not worth it. You do the math, Democratic Party. Which side do you want to be on? Personally, I'd pick the side that goes 100% with what the American public is crying for. That is what Jared Polis did, and you would all be wise to take a page out of his book and support this much-needed legislation.